Now let's get into what's trending online, and Raymond Muthei joins me. Ray, good morning. It's good to see you. Straight to it. Let's start with the Malawi issue. Of course, quite unfortunate that the Malawian military aircraft went missing yesterday, and there's no breakthrough. Almost 24 hours down the line. You know, it's becoming a worrying trend. What are guys saying?
Well, there's a lot of misinformation, actually, I must say, surrounding this particular helicopter and aircraft, rather.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of information about who was in the plane, especially that particular bit about who was in the plane. We understand 9 others were in the plane with the Vice President of Malawi, Saulos Chilima. We are yet to confirm who exactly was in that plane and the location of that plane, and if at all there was any fault that was developed while it was airborne.
Yeah.
But the government of Malawi has remained very keen on this one, especially with the search efforts and trying to locate that particular plane. Everybody is trying to liken it to the situation of the Iranian president, Ibrahim Raisi, whose helicopter crashed. But we wait for any official communication because, as I said, there's a lot of misinformation online. I know the Malawi country and the presidency in general and the government has its tummy in knots because everybody is really waiting for any response, with particularly as to the update of this particular aircraft. But there's a lot of misinformation and people should stay warned because there's even a press statement circulating online that cannot even be verified. So there's a lot of talk on this one, but we wait for official communication, Ashley.
I know, quite unfortunate, but of course we wait for official communication to find out what exactly is happening. Of course, 9 other people were in that particular chopper. But coming back to the country, and yesterday we saw, Kanze Denham do a press statement, and there's so much on that and how the office of the retired president, Uhuru Kenyatta, is starved, cash starved, if I may say. Now, I know Kenyans are split right in the middle with this. Mostly are saying, it's just political games.
Yes.
But Kanze is basically saying, no, it's not. We have the facts. What exactly are guys online saying?
I was actually surprised by the response on this one.
Yeah.
A rare press conference from the office of the third.
I was saying, Ashley, I was really surprised by the reactions on this one because people are divided by half, as you rightly said.
Yeah.
A faction of them believe that it is a media war, but in the background there's really a channel of communication that the two offices can use, because can you imagine 4.4%, only 4.4% of the official budget, according to Kanze Denham, has been released to the office of the former head of state, and this is very alarming because out of the 1 billion, he only got 28 million from the reports that Kanze Denham was saying yesterday in the press briefing.
Yeah.
But Kenyans were also asking, the former president has no mandate around the country, at least. But at face value, it looks like that. But the former president actually has a mandate, and some of the mandate is that bestowed upon him by the African Union as well. And it is interesting to see some of the brands of the cars being mentioned here, the Range Rovers, the Mercedes. Also, those were exciting Kenyans online. But in the morning, actually, this story was trending at #1 when I woke up and checked the online trends. And this is majorly because of those figures being mentioned, the cars being mentioned, and the war that is now the Uhuruto season 3, I think. Which is what Kenyans are talking about online.
Season 3.
Yes.
Well, of course, trust Kenyans to always come up with the funniest of things. But away from that, even as we wait and see what will happen, let's talk about education matters, and specifically JSS teachers. We saw that strike, and then they called it off. And then after calling it off, some of them were sacked.
Well, it is interesting because I have not gotten the details of those particular letters that they were sent, in the letters that were sent to the 14 junior secondary school teachers who are allegedly sacked. And they had gone to strike. Remember, they had gone on strike due to what they termed as lack of promotion, lack of dignity in terms of respecting their career and the work that they do. it's a particularly difficult career, that one, especially for junior secondary, because it's fairly a new system and the transition has been a little shaky here and there. And with the government supporting these particular programs, it has been a little bit shaky. And so they took to the streets. And then when they were reinstated, some of them were sacked. And it's interesting because it came as a shock. And it's the grounds of the sacking, from what I read online and from what people are reacting, were that there was misbehavior and a lack of goodwill from the JSS teachers. We wait for any update on this one as well, and even to sample some of the reactions from them. But Kenyans online are also decrying the lack of government support in terms of JSS transition and the intern teachers. Remember, the issue of teachers has always been sticky ever since Wilson Sossion was at the top of that body, all the way down to right now when the government is trying to transit into the CBC, and the JSS teachers are the middle of it. And you see what happened to the doctors. The doctors went to the streets until they got the demands heard and listened to. We had the chair of the budget committee saying that there was some appropriations that were directed towards seeing that the JSS teachers are confirmed. We also wait for that because budget is on this week on Thursday. So we want to see how that goes. But generally, the reactions are that Kenyans feel that the JSS teachers should be online as well, and maybe some dignity given to their career, Ashley.
Well, let's wait and see what today brings. And of course, we expect a lot from Kenyans. They'll never disappoint, which makes me happy and makes me proud to be a Kenyan at the same time. But thank you so much, Raymond Muthee, for that. Of course, Ray always gives us what's trending every Tuesday here on News Diary. We want to take a short break. I'll be back with more.